Ahoy there, listeners, and welcome to another episode of the Captain's Horror Meltdown. My name is Cammie, and as always, I'll be your captain in the journey. I've muddled my words up again. I'm joined, as always, as always goes with Jon. I'm joined, as always, by Jon. He doesn't have a job. We're on a side mission still. It's getting fucking hectic out here.
It is.
It's hot as fuck in the jungle.
Yeah.
Dave and Doc have almost certainly gone fucking insane.
I would say possibly dead.
Blithering idiots, probably.
Well, that's not a huge change. I would say dead would be a bigger change.
Actually, that might mean they're okay.
Yeah.
We originally were on the fan boat, and then we were on a smaller boat, and now we're in a fucking canoe now.
Oh,
fucking disaster.
I can't do canoes.
I know, but you fucking gambled away the fan boat.
It's for a good cause.
Well,
gin,
yeah.
Whatever.
Gin, I know. The gin was good as well.
It was. After we had to kill the guys to get it back off them. Absolutely brilliant.
Totally. I do like a wee gin and tonic.
Absolutely. Who doesn't?
Delicious. I'm glad there was a good gin revival as well.
Yeah, a gin is. I think it's a very classic drink, and
it is.
I like that it's been brought back onto the forefront, and how we managed to get so much for it for some sort of hover ship.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, yeah. Anyway, let's not talk about that because it would have fucking done us pretty well over the last week. But here we are.
Walking.
Yeah, we found Doc's bike smashed up on the path at the side of the river. So he has clearly gone mad. Or Dave's just gone into a mad rage. No idea.
I think both those are equally possible.
Yeah. There's rumours about someone praying to the potato god, and fucking yeah, I think we can only guess that it's Dave, really, can't we?
Yeah.
He fucking loves a spud.
He does, without being obviously racist. He does love a spud.
He does. Is it racist to be against to make fun of the Irish? We're the same race.
I don't know. Well, I don't know. It's how do you define it? If you make fun of the English, is that racist? If you make fun of the Scottish, is that racist?
Well, it's classic, isn't it? The Scotsman, Englishman, Irishman, and Welshman jokes.
Yeah, I think we can we can take the piss out of each other because we've done it forever.
Yeah.
There's always the classic, whatever variation of joke, a Scotsman, an Englishman, an Irishman, and a Welshman walks into a pub, and anything can happen after that. Absolutely anything.
But usually the Irish and the Welsh come out pretty badly. But
they do, yeah.
Equally the Scots can come out pretty badly.
No,
it depends what nation you're in.
Generally the Welsh and Irish come out worse than those ones.
Yeah.
But, they are the smaller nations, so we can suppress them accordingly.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Well, hopefully it won't be long until we're all independent nations anyway. So,
please God.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, was that in that shot you sent of Esme today? Was that today?
No, it wasn't. No, it was last year at an independence rally in Gala.
Yes, because I was in Gala today.
Oh yeah, you didn't see any independence rally?
No, I just saw like a lot of traffic. I said, maybe that was what was going on. I got like some. It's an aside. No one cares. But
did you see them shitting in a bucket?
Constantly.
Fucking
basically there are no toilets.
To sort out.
There's no toilets. There's no toilets.
There's no toilets in Gala, I know as well.
But yeah, so I felt a little bit nervous about going because my mum, who I am in an extended household with, lives in a tier 1 place in Scotland.
Oh, yes, and you're in tier 3.
I'm actually in tier 3, so it's like,
breaking the law.
Well, I'm not breaking the law because you can travel between tiers if you're in an extended household.
Oh, yeah.
But it still doesn't feel right.
Nah.
And then, to be honest, I got
I mean, if word had been out, you could have been marked and run out of town. But I mean, that
possibly,
could happen
but
to
then
anyone,
I drove past the ship, which was our local as young.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say young lads, but almost young children.
Children, actually.
Yeah. I drove past that, and the door had swung open. There was the butcher was delivering approximately 10 burgers.
Right.
Full butcher garb, classic small town boards. Fucking love it. Small. On, he's got his apron on. He's come straight,
covered in blood.
Come straight out of Rowties or whatever it used to be called.
Yeah, Rowties. Yeah, well, it was called Rowties. I mean, it's not been called Rowties for about 20 years now.
That's fine.
Yeah,
but the same shop. So he comes out of there, and then he's steaming. I wonder if he's going to the ship, but he is. And he opened the door, and it was like a fucking discotheque in there, man. There was, I would estimate 390 people in a space suitable for 12. There was pints fucking sloshing everywhere. The tables were absolutely crammed. No social distancing going on whatsoever. It was like,
you can't. I mean,
that's why the figures are going back up in the borders. I get it. Okay.
Oh man, well the figures went from 30 the other day to over 100.
Yeah, and that's why. It's because of the ship.
It's because we got moved down to tier 1, that's why. And everyone's just having a fucking...
Well, that's it. I think... It's kind of sad, because like, you think, it's kind of great to get to tier 1. And then the reason you're not in tier 1 becomes painfully obvious when it can't be sustained.
I mean, I think the thing that's annoying me the most just now is the amount of people... I'm actually not that bothered about staying at home and not really socialising with people.
Neither am I. I kind of welcome it, to be honest.
I miss going out for meals and stuff, but I don't really go to the pub very much anymore anyway. No. But the thing that really fucks me off with all the moaning about everything is that if people actually behave themselves in the first place and listened, the people that are moaning are the people that don't fucking believe in distancing. I think we should just get on with it. But if they just actually listened in the first place, or if the government had made us do it like they did in New Zealand and Australia, who are back to fucking normal now, we could have been back to normal. But the people that are whinging about it don't want to do the things that will get us back to normal.
Well, unfortunately, we live in the most horrendous nation, or worst island in the world. Because there's an absolute, the British think they have some. The British think they're amazing. Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, we'll leave the European Union. We are the British. We will fucking fire on. They think they won the world wars. No, not really. They think they are king of Britannia. Britannia rules the waves. Doesn't really. It's like, we're a fucking backwater country. You guys are cunts. You're idiots. If you think you're above the rest of the world, you need to sort yourself out. Anyway.
Yep, there you go. Politics with Cammie and Jon.
There you go. Absolutely, 2020 summed up perfectly.
Well, we're nearly at 2021, and we're going to fucking date this.
Let's date this
because, let's fucking date it. We are at the 16th of December, 2020. We've been effectively in fucking lockdown since the 17th of March or something like that.
Yeah.
We're going to be in lockdown until, it's going to be a year.
Easily, yeah.
It's going to be bonkers after we've got a new strain of the fucking virus, which is just fucking terrific. A more virulent strain. Shit.
Yeah, not ideal.
Anyway,
it's we'll get away from this corona shit. Really weird that China are back to normal, though. I won't say any more about that.
Yeah, I mean, well, oh man. Speaking to a very good pal that I've not spoken to for a long time earlier in the week, and he is full fucking long COVID now.
Oh yeah, I think you were telling me, was this?
Yeah,
I think
can't walk upstairs, can't fucking, like 13 hours sleep a night, absolutely knackered, totally fatigued. Any less than that, I can't operate.
Jesus Christ.
Brutal, man.
That sounds like a nightmare. I tend to operate in about 2.
Well, same here, and he did as well in the past. He was exactly the same as us. Up all night watching shite films, up a few hours later to get back to work. Do you know what I mean? But yeah,
Gubbed.
Bed at 8, up at 8:45 in the morning.
8:45, Jesus.
Fucking Nah, absolutely.
Does he have children?
Well, his kids are teenagers though.
All right, okay. So they're up later than him, essentially.
Ooh, dear me. Anyway, shit, it's fucking mental. But we're lucky we don't have it, but we are getting ever closer on our side mission.
We are, and we have got what is easily the most ridiculous proposition.
It's the most stupid thing that we've decided to do for a while, but actually I thought it was the most stupid thing we decided to do for a while, but actually it was a bit of a pleasure.
It was, in a way.
It was a little bit of a pleasure. It won't be a pleasure for our listeners.
As if any of these are. I got to put my hands up. This is kind of my fault, I guess.
It is your fault. It's your idea.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, one thing is that it gets so. As we all know, we're on a side mission just now.
Yeah, it's a lengthy one.
We're not doing the chain. We are doing the films that are the characters in our logo are based on.
Yeah.
We've got to Ash from the Evil Dead films.
Yes.
Jon says, let's just do all 3 Evil Dead films.
Well, okay. Yes, that's fine. I did say that, but I couldn't differentiate. Well, obviously I can differentiate it, but I couldn't decide which one we should actually do, because
that was tricky. Yeah.
I think the thing with the Evil Dead films for me is that they're all so different.
Yeah.
And each one tends to appeal to each person in a different way.
Yes.
That I found it almost impossible to say which one we should actually do, because they're all in their own way really brilliant little films, but all very, very different in their own way as well. They kind of get more comedic as the way it goes through. So I just don't know how you say what is the definitive Evil Dead film, and I couldn't really figure it out.
Yeah, I think that's what we're going to try and figure out today.
We're going to try it. We're probably going to fail, but we'll have a hell of a go at it.
We're going to try. We are going to fail miserably, but I think we also now this will make it sound like we actually usually do prepare for these things, but we actually decided just before coming on air that we had done no preparation and that we should do no preparation and we should just not even talk about it before we start, and we should just start recording and see what happens. I think we should just talk about effectively. I don't think we should split this into 3, 1, 2, and 3 films. I think we should just collectively talk about our experience of the films, and then just it can all morph into one.
I always think we kind of should do the opposite of what you just said. But,
okay, right. Do you think we should? Should we break it down?
Not entirely, but I think they can overlap. But
they can overlap. But will we set a timer?
Yeah, it's 25 to 10 here.
Yeah, I've just opened a second bottle. Actually, I'm just
opened a second bottle of what?
Wine.
Sweet. I'm on the... Okay, fuck it. Okay, it makes more sense to just start with 1, I would guess.
Oh, let's just start with
Let's just see what happens.
Let's start with Evil Dead and see what happens. Let's see where it fucking takes us. Let's just batter on. What? Right, okay, so... What I'm going to say, so we always start with our memories of film.
We do, and that's why I kind of thought about doing them sequentially. But
yeah, I mean, I think that maybe we should just talk about our film. Well,
I thought we'd do it sequentially, but then just doing it briefly-ish.
We'll do it briefly,
and then batter in for a massive fandango at the end.
A big Jimmy Giblets.
Yeah, totally.
At the end.
Jimmy, far as you can go.
So Evil Dead. So all right, okay. Well, I'll do my little intro.
Yes, do it. Yes.
Little letterbox intro. Here we go. The Evil Dead, 1981, directed by Sam Raimi.
Sound start.
Big Sam.
It's quite weird.
Tagline: the ultimate experience in grueling terror. Yeah, good. Ticks the box. When a group of college students finds a mysterious book and recording in the old wilderness cabin they've rented for the weekend, they unwittingly unleash a demonic force from the surrounding forest.
Perfect. That is the whole
story.
Get
a fucking nail and a hammer. Dang. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. Fucking woofed. So yeah, directed by Sam Raimi, starring Bruce Campbell, the mighty Bruce Campbell.
Mm-hmm. Be interesting discussion of Bruce Campbell as this goes on.
We will. We'll get back. I mean, effectively though, the Evil Dead, the first Evil Dead film, kind of, these guys are, are all school buddies, are they? They're all like old
all pals.
mates.
Yep,
all pals, getting together to make a film. They'd kind of done a sort of proof of concept of a little film prior to this, and then all the money was raised independently. From what Sam Raimi's basically from their dad's mates, from the sounds of things.
Not bad going. I bet his dad was well fucked off when he saw it.
Oh, can you imagine?
Oof. Nightmare situation.
Oh,
Dad, hey buddy. As Sam Raimi tends to speak.
Shit, wait till you see this film we've made. It's called Evil Dead. I'll tell you, right, so my memories of this film, I'll tell you what, I am almost 100% sure that I came at this series from The Evil Dead 2 first.
Oh, really?
I think so, because I think that I probably clocked... Well, I remember we've talked about it on an earlier episode, the Incredibly Strange Film Show. I'm pretty sure... Had I seen any of these before? The thing... I'll also say that for a long time, and actually, I really started wondering about how this ever happened when I was watching them again over the last couple of days. But for a long time, I definitely had The Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2 at least partially muddled in my head.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
And we'll get on to Evil Dead 2 obviously shortly, but Evil Dead 2 is kind of like a reboot of The Evil Dead.
Yeah,
really, it's not really a sequel.
I mean, to us, the whole thing of all the films are they're odd. They don't really, they actually don't tag on from one to the other at all.
Not really.
Not with any purpose.
The third one does kind of more than the second one does.
Still
from the
really
first.
muddles it.
Yeah. I think, but I knew that The Evil Dead had been a video nasty, was a convicted video nasty. Then I actually, got got a reprieve. I clearly remember the box from the video shop days.
I do as well.
Gold. And Graham Humphrey's cover art. Anything that had Graham Humphrey's cover art at the time
was always
it was a fucking dead cert to rent.
Straight in, yeah, totally.
Straight fucking in there. Right, let's get that done. And this was out in Palace Pictures. Fucking great sleeve.
I have to say, the first time I saw it on the shelf, before I forget, it was with that great sleeve, but a really huge gold case around it.
Yes, it's beautiful.
Oh my God! It's like you couldn't not pick that up.
Well, exactly. I know. Did you? Was it Doig's that you first got it from?
I think it was Gala, actually.
Was it Gala? Yeah. See, I think that my first memory of renting it is actually in Gala as well, which would have been with you because at the time I didn't.
It's probably us together, actually.
Yeah, totally. I've got and the thing is, I quite clearly remember the films I remember standing looking at in that video shop. The big ones that stand out were Creepers, this, and Link for some reason, which I don't think we ever rented.
No,
did we rent it?
That was the Mad
incredible.
Monkey fella. Was it a monkey in the front?
It was a
Oh no, I don't know why. It's just completely off kilter, but the Mount Kilimanjaro cover.
Oh yes,
remember that? That was fucking astonishing.
That was fucking incredible.
Absolutely, the film did not deliver, but what a cover.
Man, honestly, it's one of those. It really is. I mean, whether you're sort of for physical media or all in on digital nowadays, which I think all young people are basically streaming.
I think you can be both. It's like if you get
you can be, but
if even if you're if you're young, say if you're 20 and you've suddenly loved American Werewolf and they release it in a beautiful edition, you might pick it up.
Well, you might. I think the younger and younger people now are probably less and less aware of physical. It feels like more of a collector's thing now, especially now that supermarkets have started phasing out physical media.
I definitely agree. I think it's definitely more face towards an audience.
But I think even if you were, because you do it a lot online as well, a lot of your shopping, even going to HMV or somewhere like that isn't the same experience of going to the video shop where everything was being sold to you on the sleeve.
Yeah. It
Basically,
was taglines,
all the
artwork.
marketing was there on the boxes, and that experience of standing in a room absolutely ram-packed with shit that you had no idea whether it was actually going to be good or bad.
Well, that's the thing you have to remember. It's
At all.
we couldn't look at reviews.
And it wasn't even, the thing is, a lot of this stuff wasn't even big films.
No,
it was all absolute
guff,
nonsense.
Total pish. But the thing is, we couldn't, we couldn't go onto the internet looking at reviews because there wasn't an internet.
Yeah.
We just said we literally had to choose our films by looking at covers.
Looking at the covers and reading the blurb in the back of the box.
That's it. And the blurb in the back was usually pretty sparse, so it didn't give away how bad the film actually was. That's where we were. Whereas now you can research a title to death.
Totally watch the trailer. I'll go online and see the trailer. Oh, what trailer do you want? Do you want the green band trailer? Do you want the red band trailer? Do you want trailer 1, trailer 2? Do you want the teaser? Do you want teaser 2?
Exactly.
I mean, not just like standing going, oh, fuck. And also going, well, this one's 50p and that one's £1.
I think my classic memory of that is like my mum wanted to rent a film, and I think it was Barfly. Which I think I've actually ever seen. Because I quite fancy getting this, and I just read the front. It's like one of the sexiest films ever made. I was like, I don't want to watch that with you, Mum. Maybe another time. I don't know.
Fuck. Oh man.
And so it's like, what a fucking horrifying thought it was to be watching a sexy film with my mum.
Oh God!
Jesus Christ.
Torture.
Absolutely.
I don't want a cup of tea. I don't want a cup of tea. Jesus.
I was absolutely mortified. I was like, no, put that the fuck back. Let's watch Creepers. Perfect.
Creepers, happy days. Brilliant. What a Steve. Evil Dead for me, definitely. It's definitely a muddle. I can't pinpoint it at all when I first saw it. And I've got a feeling that I saw it after Evil Dead 2. So yeah, there you go.
It wouldn't mess with your timeline, that's to be sure.
Nah.
I think one of the intriguing things about these films, we'll get to this to go, but I'm fairly sure I watched Evil Dead with that gold box outlay. I think they were kind of Evil Dead 1 and 2 were both in that kind of gold box outlay from Palace. And it was definitely 100% the cut version.
Yes, I mean, Evil Dead was quite heavily cut in the UK, I think.
And then banned.
And banned.
Yeah.
Quite mad for a film that's 85 minutes long to be cut, but there you go.
Yeah, actually, I think they cut the cinema version and then banned it when it got to the VHS.
Yeah, it was just insane. It was actually
I've actually got a list
Evil
of the
Dead
cuts.
was a big problem for them at the time because it meant that something was being prosecuted as obscene that had already been passed.
Yes, huge problem.
Not obscene in the cinema.
And to be honest, the cuts were minimal. Really minimal. Well, 49 seconds, it sounds like a lot, but it's not. I mean, I'm not going to go through them. All I'm going to say is like the tree rape not cut.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was passed. Shit. That was passed without question.
Shit.
Wild. Absolutely. Because for me, that's like one of the most troublesome scenes in it.
Oh man, totally. It is, and it's one of the scenes that doesn't read very well nowadays because it doesn't actually. It's the sort of sexualization of it is completely unnecessary.
Yeah,
there's absolutely no reason. The tree could just like grab her and kill her, like strangle her or something like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no need for it to be ripping her clothes off and then fucking ramming itself into her.
No, it was pure.
Just
absolutely pure wildness, but fair play.
Yep. And I mean, I'm sure that everybody that's listening to this is, Yeah, surely everyone's seen Evil Dead.
Well, I mean, look, I think we just like...
And Evil Dead 2?
Yeah, I think we...
And maybe not Army.
Let's have a touch of a look at Evil Dead. I mean, I think it was my most problematic film to go into, in that I don't watch it or have never watched it on a regular basis.
It's probably the one I've seen least.
Yeah.
Out of the three.
So,
in fact,
what's your vibe behind that?
Least.
Is it just the fact that it's not as an interesting film as the other ones, or the tonally? I think it's a lot different to the other two as well. I
mean, it's a proper horror film.
Yeah, I think it's kind of more straight up, isn't it?
You could, yeah. I mean, it's like way more of a straight up horror film. It actually feels very of its time in that sort of video nasty era sort of thing as well. And I know it's like super innovative as well, but it's got the vibe of, if you were to strip away the camera work and all the rest, and just looked at it, even if you looked at the very start of it, it could be any sort of video nasty from the era. Them going up into the hills, and the general look of it and all the rest.
Yeah, I think just that is quite classic. But I think at the same time, it is actually really aesthetically quite pleasing. I mean,
it's amazing.
I mean, it really set it apart from everything else of that ilk. I mean, teens, cabins, woods, all right, great, fucking hell. But the actual, the theatrics behind the camera and stuff were really, really... they've made all the Evil Dead films, really, but this one was a real standout.
Oh, yeah, totally. I mean, I think what I will say straight up is that my ranking for the three films has changed.
Oh, right. Oh, interesting. Well, let's leave that to the end.
Yeah, totally. I was way more into the first film this time than I had been in the past, and I really fucking enjoyed it. And I mean, it was. I guess we'll briefly get onto the versions that we watched later on when we talk about that. But I watched the American 4K UHD. That's probably a couple of years old now, but 4K restoration.
I watched the same thing. I'll hold my hands up. I watched the same thing, but I was given a loan of it.
Holy shit balls!
I was surprised how good it looked.
It fucking looks incredible for a film that was what shot 16mm and then blown up to 35.
Insanity, really.
Do you know, for a lot of the time when I was watching this, it looks like it's a modern film that's been
mimicked.
That's been shot period.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Totally.
It looks like it's been filmed now with people dressed like they're from the 70s. Yeah. It's fucking unbelievable. Yeah, the quality is
I was
incredible.
I was genuinely blown away by the quality in this one. As I say, I just got a loan of it. That's how sad I am these days. It's like, oh God, I can't pay 30 quid for this.
Well, that's an interesting point that we'll come to as well later on. Because, well, in fact, let's get out of the way just now. So this, like I watched the US disc. I imported this, a couple of months ago. Including postage from the States, this was 13 quid.
13? Jesus Christ.
13 quid. The UK version is 29.99.
Yeah. Or they're classing it as a special edition. Yes, I think I'll be totally honest, I think my friend has got that version. And they said, you can borrow it. I was like, that's cool, because but he rips all his stuff.
Yeah.
And keeps it on a hard drive. So I was like, tell you what, just transfer me over the ripped version because I don't want to spill booze on your copy or whatever. Just give him a stick and he tried to transfer it over. So I'm not going to apologise for that because I've got fucking no money at the minute.
Oh no, shit, man. Effectively, it's the same as getting a loan, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. It's just like I just didn't have the opportunity. And amazingly, when I put the stick into the machine, I also at the same time tipped over a whole bottle of wine. So if his copy had been on the table, fucking ruined. So I was like, okay, I'm justified. That's fine. But yes, anyway, yeah. It is a cracking looking beast, there's no question about it. I really like the fact that it was presented in its original format.
Yeah. So basically, it's 4:3 in like it's a sort of format which I think Raimi. I think actually the UK, maybe the UK version has it in different ratios, but certainly with this version, it's only in the original ratio, which I think he has said. Raimi has said that he intended it to be screened in 185:1.
Yeah,
but it's kind of debatable whether he actually that's just an afterthought or not.
Yeah, I mean, I've only ever seen it in 185 until I watched this, and it was really interesting. I got quite excited about it. Oh, wow, that's an interesting ratio, and then kind of looked at the comparisons between the 185 blow up and the original 16mm, and it's great because you can actually see more stuff in the frame. It's
way more information,
lots more stuff, yeah. and it's also a bit it looks better as well. So it's a double bonus. No question about it.
Yeah, it's absolutely mad. I mean, the film is an absolute classic. We don't really have to go into any of the... I don't think we really need to go into the story or any of the plot or anything like that at all, do we? I mean,
Teens,
it does what it says in the tin.
Chaos.
What I will say is, and the same applies to the other two films as well, but maybe not quite to such an extent. Well, the first two especially, straight fucking into it.
Yeah.
I'm no messing at all. In fact, Evil Dead 2 is probably even quicker. But yeah. I mean, like, absolutely no messing. There's no fat on this film at all. Evil Dead 1.
Evil Dead 2 is the antithesis of... Is there any fat in this film?
No. None at all. Zip.
Can I cut some off?
Strip.
No, there's none here to cut off.
No, there's nothing. There's no way. I honestly, I don't know how you would trim it down any further.
No.
It's so fucking economical in the editing. It's unbelievable. It's just so tight.
Yeah.
Absolutely non-stop. It's absolutely full on. Total tour de force.
Totally.
Love it.
So... One, what was your kind of feelings on watching it after, let's be honest, probably for both of us quite a while?
A very, very positive indeed. Actually, probably more. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would.
Right. Watching
it back again. I know it's a classic. We all know it's one of these films that if you're a horror fan, there's X films are classics, right?
Yeah.
They are undisputable classics. People can argue that they don't enjoy them, they don't like them, but you can't really argue that they're not important and they're not absolute classics of the genre.
Yeah, totally.
There's no way around it.
Great point.
That's it. Boom. It's a fucking very important film in the horror genre. You can't knock that. It's a classic. But I enjoyed it way more than I thought I was going to. Because in my head, I was always like, right, okay, well... Part 2, Evil Dead 2 is where it's at for me. That's the pinnacle of it. But man, shit, I was straight in. And I will also say as well that, like, really for a film of that age, I mean, what is it now? 29 years old?
Jesus, yeah.
No. 40.
40.
39 years old. Yeah. It'll be fucking 40 years. That's fucking incredible, actually. Jesus. 39 years old. For Phil, it is absolutely, like, on point horror-wise. It's just fucking ticking box after box after box in terms of, like, frights, scares, horror. And lots of it is very, very... You would think, if you saw a still of it, and like if you saw his girlfriend sitting there with the makeup on, like, when she's sitting there, is it Linda, his girlfriend?
Yeah.
And it's basically just like a couple of blue lines on her face, almost like a doll or something.
Yeah.
And like if you saw a still of it, you'd be like, oh yeah, I mean that's not going to be very scary, is it? But when you actually see it, in
I think
practice.
The way she portrays it's really, really awesome.
The way she moves and the voices and everything, fucking incredible. Absolutely incredible. It really, really is a fucking spooky film. And it's not this is the thing that I think it's easy to get muddled up with. I mean, part 2 is so much more of a comedy.
Yeah.
But the first one just isn't really. It's just straight up horror. That's it. Horror film.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the tree rape scene is, it doesn't particularly offend me at all, but it's pretty strong and pretty nasty, pretty horrible stuff. I think it is from nowadays, from our perspective, is probably is unnecessary. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think probably the product of quite young men back in a long time ago.
Just people trying to push the boundaries before beyond what if they could do, which is fine. And fuck it, who gives a fuck anymore? Who gives a fuck? Miles worse things are out there.
There's way more offensive stuff.
Raped by a tree. Well, that's not a serious thing.
There's a fucking are cats allowed to eat marzipan? There's a fucking kitten eating marzipan here.
Well, just get it off. Get it off, man. Get it off. Quickly, man. That kitten. Oh. That'd be amazing if it exploded in his paws. What a scene that would be. Explode. 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 Kitten puffs explode. Explode. Oh, he's gone. He's fucking left the room.
Oh my god.
Oh, he's back. He's back. He's back. He's fine. We're all good.
Unbelievable. That was a horror show there. Bit of Christmas cake sitting out. Fucking kitten's absolutely wolfing it.
Well, they like weird stuff. That's like fish loves cheddar.
Apparently cats do love cheese. Jesus. Anyway, I was crazy bants. Alright, just give me 1 secondo.
Where were we? Well, I think we're moving on to Evil Dead 2, pretty much.
I need to turn off something. Give me a second.
Your tits.
This is fucking professional here, isn't it?
What are you doing?
This fucking security camera's about to come on. It's going to start beeping every minute. And
Right, I'm going to go for a piss.
Right, you go for a piss.
Cool. Right, where are we?
Sorry. Yes, we were just talking about how I was very surprised that. Well, I wasn't very surprised, but I was really fucking digging Evil Dead.
Yep, I would. I'm going to very quickly sum up in that and say, yeah, I was surprised too. It's the one of the 3 films that I wouldn't have expected to watch again on my own volition. But it was absolutely brilliant, and to be honest, watching it like this, and it was great to watch it in that kind of original format. And just see exactly what was all in there at the same time. And it is absolutely 100% a film massively worth watching. If God forbid, listen to this and you've not seen it, then do get it watched. Give yourself a break. Get involved.
Yeah, definitely get involved.
It is old school, but hey, it's classic for a reason. So sort yourself out.
It's very, very old school. I'll tell you what's also particularly old school with the version I watched, the American 4K disc. There is absolutely fuck all extras on it.
Well, I don't even know. I only got a file, so I have absolutely
I mean,
no
there's
idea.
a commentary from one of the old Blu-rays, but which is great, I guess. But
I think that's a thing that kind of like prolificates to the Evil Dead stuff. It's like whatever comes out, it's always extras that have been nicked from something else.
Yeah, there are always extras on
it. To be honest, for me, I'll get into it later. But so, Evil Dead 2?
Evil Dead 2. Evil Dead 2. Evil
Dead
Dead
by
2,
Dawn?
Dead by Dawn, but a lovely little subtitle for it there. Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn, 1987. Again, Sam Raimi. Sam the Man Raimi. Here we go. From Letterboxd. The tagline, the sequel to the ultimate experience in grueling terror. Come on, that wasn't actually the fucking tagline, was it?
I don't think so.
It was. That sounds like it's fucking made up bullshit. But the synopsis here, Ash Williams and his girlfriend Linda find a log cabin in the woods with a voice recording from an archaeologist who'd recorded himself reciting ancient chants from the Book of the Dead. As they play the recording, an evil power is unleashed, taking over Linda's body.
Which happened in the first film.
That's true.
Yeah. So this is the thing that always is incredible about these films for me, is that when you get to all of them have a synopsis of the last film, all of which are completely untrue.
Yeah.
To a large extent.
Very selective. Of what
so basically, the synopsis of the Evil Dead 2, they cut out all the other characters. It's just Ash and his girlfriend. There was definitely other people in there, no question about it. So it's like just trying to streamline it to make it more interesting. I always, well, fair enough. They've done it. It's fine. That's why I think these films can always never. You don't have to watch these in order, because each one will give you a completely bullshit synopsis of what happened before you got up to this point, which makes no sense because it never happened in the last film to a large extent. So you can just you can fire into any of these and be quite happy.
Yeah, I mean, it's effectively a fucking remake or a reboot, I guess, in some ways, because it certainly doesn't carry on the story at all. And like you said, if it had a different name, there would be no problem with it at all.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You would just be like, oh yeah, it's a different film.
Yeah.
If it was called if the first one was called Evil Dead and the second one was called Demonic Cabin, you'd just be like, oh, Demonic Cabin was a fucking classic, wasn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Totally.
Oh, it's a fucking absolute stormer, Demonic Cabin, by the guys who did Evil Dead. Oh yeah, it's fucking brilliant, that one. It's.
Have you seen Demonic Cabin 3? Oh, you mean Army of Darkness?
Army of Darkness. Oh, yeah, of course. Oh, well, we'll get... we'll get to that in a wee bit anyway. But, yeah, I mean, the Evil Dead 2, I think, is definitely the one I've watched most.
Yeah, without question for me. Like, it's an absolute classic for me, in all ways. It never gets old, never gets tired. It is just tremendous.
It was a standard, just chuck something on.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Oh, I'm just going to chuck something on. Just fucking slam something in the old VHS player. The old VCR. Watch a bit of Evil Dead 2.
Yep, totally.
Fucking tremendous.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. And equally classic. And equally innovative and trailblazing.
Yeah, I think it went beyond. I think for me, this was the first film that I saw that... in that time scale that I thought was like really visually blew my tits off. I loved the fact they just wanted to throw cameras around the place and just like, let's do something weird and unusual. Totally. Even like, simple shots. I want to go and you could zoom into this guy's face, or you can make the camera do a 360 and smash straight into his eyes. It's like, whoa, what the fuck? Yeah, I mean, totally. For me, it's just like Sam Raimi. It was like this. For him, I mean, for me, Sam Raimi was a name when this film came out.
Well, I mean, we were actually, I was thinking about this while I was watching it. We were fairly contemporaneous to this. We were watching this pretty soon after.
Contemporaneous.
Yes, we were watching this when it was new out in the video stores.
Yeah, very much. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? As young as we guys. I mean, we were only 10 when it came out, but still.
Yeah, but both of us have wee guys.
Wee guys. Yeah, the wee guys. Yeah.
They pick out all the films for us.
Yeah, totally. I mean, well,
like something like an 88 films disaster. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I mean, this at the time we were going to be getting these out and watching them and being like, whoa, check this fucking crazy shit out. And actually watching Evil Dead 2 now, it's way less scary than I thought it was going to be. Again, it's been a long time since I watched it again. I mean, I've watched it a fucking million times, but I've probably not watched it on Blu-ray. I think the last time I watched it was probably on DVD, so it's going to have been a long time ago. and coming back to it, way less scary than I thought it was going to be, although it gets pretty fucking hairy. The other thing I would say, though, is that lots of the stuff that used to get me a lot was the stuff in the cellar with Henrietta.
Yeah.
Now, did you watch the 4K version of Evil Dead 2 as well?
I watched yes, but I watched it through a 1080 projector. But
yeah. But I mean, there's a new transfer, which is a lot brighter. You can see a lot more that's going on down there.
There is, and there's a lot going on. Yeah, I think it works both ways, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I also had an incident that I had sort of texted you guys about last night as well, where I was watching it. My wife had warned me that the volume was too loud. I was going to wake her daughter up, and she actually said, like, "Oh, we don't want her. You don't want her coming down and sticking her head through the door while this is on." And next thing you knew, she sticks her head through the door, and it's at the section, like a section with where like Henrietta's like morphed into, was it Evil Ed or something like that?
Yeah.
What was it Stevie called the head? Yeah, and it's like one of the claymation bits, the stop motion bits. And I had the screen paused, and she was just like, "What?" She actually said when she got home from school, like almost straight away when she got home from school today, she was like, "What was that film you were watching last night?"
God almighty.
Shit. She actually said it wasn't very scary, though. She said it looked quite funny.
I think so. Well, I think that's kind of the beauty of Evil Dead 2 is you know, it's got its very hardcore comedy chops about it.
Yeah, totally. But I mean, the other thing that really got me was the amount of stuff that's been sampled, and like all the vocal stuff and all that, the Will Swallow Your Soul and all the rest, all that stuff just feels so familiar, but also it's been so absorbed into culture.
Totally.
You know, it's just, you know, you've heard it sampled in songs, and you've just seen it referenced in other films. You've seen it, you know, referenced in TV programs. We watched all of Spaced recently. You see stuff sort of referenced in Space.
Spaced is classic. I mean, Space.
It really is.
Those guys thrive off these films, and
exactly.
I just love them for it.
And it, like you said, it's also even more so than the first one. It is absolutely fucking non-stop.
Yeah,
no fat on it at all. Absolutely non-stop.
Absolutely berserk.
And some of the tonal stuff in it as well, that I was just like, I hadn't forgotten, like, you know, I obviously remembered it, but when you're watching it back again, like how goofy all the stuff is with the archaeologist and his wife.
Yeah.
Like in the fucking, like the catacombs and all the rest, like finding the book and all that. It's just, it feels good. And then, and actually his daughter rocking that sort of adventurer's outfit for the whole thing and stuff as well. It's just quite fucking,
it's like a
wild, totally wild movie that completely works. And he's just and
for me,
also the fact that
it's
he's
perfect.
fucking within minutes of them turning up, he's fucking slamming the cross into his girlfriend's grave after knocking her head off with a shovel. It really does not fuck around at all.
No, I mean, it is the most fast-paced, fun film. I mean, it's in the top 10 of, for me, absolute brilliant films.
It's an absolute
the top 10 of like pure entertainment films. You know what I mean?
Pure energy.
Yeah, just like you can watch this multiple times in a row and you won't notice a fucking. You'll be happy. You will be happy. And I think that's really important with film sometimes. I've got various top 10s, but that is easily. It's not even in the horror top 10. It's just in the holy fuck top 10.
Yeah.
And it's very close to the top. Because, as you say, it zips along so quickly. It's beautifully paced. The effects are fucking mind-bending. And unfortunately, shown up to be quite horrendous at some points in the transfer. But
yeah, totally. I mean, this would like absolutely the. I was going to say absolutely the tail end, but it's not the case because Army of Darkness uses it as well. But very near the end of stop motion being usable at all in anything. Do you know
such
what I mean?
a shame. Such a shame.
I know, and it's fucking tremendous. Lots of it as well. I mean the Linda's dance at the start. It's tremendous, but slightly ropey. You know, now the clarity was, you know, as well. You know, back in the day we were watching these things on little TVs, But when you're watching on a projector in a like spanking new 4K transfer,
well, exactly, it's like sadly sort of kind of expose myself to it. So, I'm watching Steve Hogarth from Aurelian's stream on Saturday, and they did a test stream today for it today. So, yeah, it's like it's a bit. I've got to my projector, and they're like, "Oh fuck, how does that look?" It's like quite blocky.
Shit.
But again, they're testing a stream that's like an eighth of the quality of what it's going to be. But yeah, it's just simple, stupid things like that I get kind of obsessed about. So I can see blocks and I understand where it's coming from. And I think this film fares really, really well. I think it's probably my favourite of 3 films in terms of how it's been dealt with. At the same time, there are bits that are fucking honking and there's nothing you can do about it. Especially when you're talking about the stop motion. Some bits with like the stop motion Ash, where like Ash is basically like a ghost of a VHS copy of a VHS copy.
Yeah.
Things like that, and that's it, it's done. So,
well, the thing that I noticed for the first time after years of watching the film was the amount of miniature work in it as well.
Oh, yeah.
Which is really fucking obvious nowadays.
It's obvious, but it's still
like,
quite cool.
Really obvious. Do you know what I mean? There was always bits like the bridge and, maybe not so much them actually crossing the bridge at the start, but like when he goes back to the bridge and the all of that stuff is now like so clearly miniature work, and there's loads of stuff with the cabin and the trees and stuff being miniature as well that you're just like, holy shit, I'd never realised before. But part of the power of the film and the energy of the film and the amount that has you actually just fucking rattling along with it is that you don't give a fuck.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? It's part of it. It's actually part of it.
Almost adds to it, really, totally. Yeah, it actually totally adds to it. It really just like brings the energy so much. I mean, it's Evil Dead 2 for me is a completely fantastical film. It's fucking extraordinary on all levels. All the weird bits are amazing. All the unweird bits are amazing. It just exists in its own little world, and I absolutely fucking adore it. There's no question about it.
Yeah, I love the idea that you've just like you're in the normal real world, and Bruce Campbell's just driven up into the woods for the weekend.
Yeah,
and just all fucking hell's broken loose, but just in a sort of 100-metre radius of this cabin. Do you know what I mean?
Totally.
It's not affected anywhere else in the world at all. It's just this fucking cabin. I just fucking love it.
Just big great. BC in your car, gubbed.
Yeah. Oh man, and Bruce Campbell's fucking tremendous. I mean, we've both been Bruce Campbell fans since back in the day watching these films. We went to see him live in Edinburgh.
Yeah, big fans of the man.
Fucking absolute fucking legend. And he really fucking holds these films together, doesn't he? He's just absolutely tremendous.
He does. I think certainly like we'll get to the third one in a minute, but I think this one he starts to get hold of it, but it is the third one that, very interestingly, that is probably almost a leisure film, but it's where Bruce Campbell becomes the guy we all remember.
It weirdly is that's the thing. Ash is the one sort of thread through this.
Yeah, and he doesn't really.
There's no rules to the evil. The great thing as well is in all these 3 films, there's no rules to the evil.
No, there's absolutely no ups, no
downs,
absolutely whatever.
No lore apart from like, oh yeah, there's a book and it's been found in a fucking castle. Do you know? It's like there's no rules to what they can do, or it's never. There's no exposition at all with any of it, which is fucking tremendous. Do you know what I mean? It's not like, oh yeah, but this is the rules, and they can do this and they can do that, and they can, it's absolute bullshit. They can just do whatever the fuck they want. These demons, which is fucking great.
Everybody just fires through, absolutely fires through.
But Ash is the one thread throughout.
Yeah.
The constant that holds it together.
It starts tenuous and it gets less tenuous And then in the third one, which I guess we're going to talk about now, is tremendous. So Evil Dead 2, is it... How do you feel about it after seeing it for a while?
Absolutely fucking amazing. I think that... I think it's still the one. I think it's the one.
Okay, I think... Yep.
And also, I think that I potentially overwatched it when I was younger.
Yeah, I think we all did.
And that's maybe why I've not watched it for a long time.
Yep.
I will have to start watching it more often again now. And also... but
every Tuesday night.
Yeah, I watch it. Well, the thing is, I've got so many fucking films to watch. Such a backlog, man.
This is the man that had about, another 6 films come through today?
Well, no, one of them was a box set which had 3 films in it. So, was that 3, 4, 5, 8 films? 8 or 9 films.
Right, this is it. Don't learn from Cammie. Just don't buy those films. Just get some pies and some beer and you'll be fine.
God, what was I thinking? Madness.
Right, so final verdict on Evil Dead 2. What's your vibe?
We didn't do it for part 1, but 2 thumbs up. And part 1, 2 thumbs up.
Oh, well, that's... I would say it's almost neck and neck, but it's just neck and neck. I absolutely love this film. I think Evil Dead 2 it's like just a defining film for me. It just...
What's madness? It's comedy, it's horror, it's
bonkers
fantasy,
to look at. It's bonkers.
Fucking surreal. It's all over the fucking shop.
Yeah, and I mean, this is the film that I watched Sam Raimi go into Hollywood with, and it was like, obviously he did Armored Darkness after that, but just to see him bring all those techniques into his films that were costing like $100 million was like, yeah, it's absolutely amazing.
Do you know what this really made me want to watch? Watching all 3 of these really made me want to watch The Quick and the Dead.
Oh, it's a great film.
Like, Raimi doing a Western with all these fucking crazy techniques and stuff. Yeah. Absolutely fucking tremendous.
That's great. I don't think it really... Does it exist in HD?
I went to buy it online. And I was like, I'm going to go and buy it. And I was sitting there and I was like, I wonder if I actually have it already.
God.
And I stood up from the table, walked through to my Blu-rays, and I do have it on Blu-ray already. Yeah. Right. So
basically, Cammie is not to be trusted for anything when it comes to Blu-ray advice.
Yeah,
he's a man that buys Blu-rays. If he sees them in the clouds that don't exist, he will buy it. If he sees, if he wakes up one day thinking, "Oh," he'll buy it. This is the man taking a delivery of this guy took a delivery of like I would say almost half a dozen Blu-rays he will probably never watch.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, I mean, I'll try and watch them.
They look good.
Or at some point, we'll be on to like 16K discs by then.
60. Jesus Christ. You're not wrong, to be honest. You're not wrong.
I know.
Right, fuck it. Let's move on. I've always said Evil Dead 2 is a classic. I love it. It's one of my favourite films. Definite top 10 for me of all time.
Brilliant. Yep, I can't recommend it enough. Absolute madness. Get it watched. Evil Dead 1, get it watched. Brilliant. So, moving on to the third one.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
It's it's a weird vibe, this one. I don't know, but
now so I quite clearly remember the end of Evil Dead 2 blowing me away when I was a kid. First renting it and seeing it and being like, what? You have to spend the whole film in the fucking woods in a fucking horror madness. And at the end, he's got his car in medieval times and there's knights everywhere. Like, I just remember just being like, that is the most fucking mind-bending thing ever, right? And then I remember seeing a report on TV. I can't remember what it was on. It might have been in the Son of Incredibly Strange Film Show or something. And they were filming on the set of Army of Darkness. And it was in the supermarket. And I remember being like, right, what? So it's in the fucking supermarket, what? And then finally finding out, like through Darkseid and all the rest, that Army of Darkness was getting made. And just, for a bit of history on this, and this is a bit of a classic tale amongst us. I went to see this in the cinema, the local cinema, when it came out. I got the bus. So we were 15 minutes came out. I got the bus into Gala on a school night to see the film. I think it was on a Tuesday. I went into the cinema, bought my ticket. Now, the guy that sold you the tickets back in the day had a wet perm and wore a tuxedo, and he had a moustache.
Jesus Christ.
So, and then I went into the screen, which was huge. It was before the cinema was divided. It was a one-screen cinema. And there was one other person there. Now, I don't know. Marianne was saying, why was John not there with you? And I was saying the only thing I could think of is that maybe you were working that night or something.
When I was 15.
Yeah, well, I used to work when I was 15.
Oh, actually, no. Oh, fuck, that's true, actually.
You fucking might have been.
I used to work in it, like... Let me clear my throat. I used to be a chef in a Chinese restaurant.
You did?
When I was quite young.
Yeah, totally. I was a fucking commie chef in a French restaurant. Absolute madness.
Yeah,
as children.
Total insanity.
Totally. I got paid £1.50 an hour. But anyway,
I got £2.
Did you get £2? Fucking hell.
£2. Then we all got sacked when money went missing from the till.
Well, no wonder money went missing from the till. We got a share of the tips at the end of the night, though, so that was good.
Our tips were like, make your rice less shit.
All right, yeah, maybe your tips were like getting your arse pinched at the end of the night.
Yeah,
like,
pretty much, yeah.
So I went to the cinema, went in, there's one other person there. Huge cinema screen, huge. Manager comes into the screen and says, there's not enough people here to make this screening viable.
That's like Memphis Belle. Remember that?
Yes, totally. Madness. I can't remember the amount of people he said needed to be there to make it.
We went to see Memphis Belle's, like, obviously very young people. God knows why, because we love Harry Connick Jr., I guess.
Oh yeah, totally.
And then I think it was like 5 of us. It's like, if another person doesn't come in, we're not going to start the film. What?
Totally.
We have to get the bus here, and there's like almost no bus back. You can't.
Well, totally. I think Memphis Belle was a few years before Army of Darkness as well. We were proper kids.
Yes, it was quite far back. But it was like, I don't know. It was definitely 12, I guess, roughly.
Well, the guy. So he says, he's like, "Do you know anyone else that would want to come and see the film?" But I was like 15, and the other guy was an adult. Like, the other guy that was in the screen was an adult. And he...
Are you sure you were in Gala? I thought you were somewhere else.
No, I was in Gala. It was in Gala, because this is the bit that... This is the bit that gets me, right? So he goes, right, he's like, I'm just going to go and shut the cinema up, right? We'll still show the film, but I'm going to go and get a carry-out from Haddo's. So I watched the film with the manager and this other guy and I remember buying 4 cans of Guinness and watching the film in Gala in the cinema with 3 people with 4 cans of Guinness. For me, I don't know what they got. I can't remember what they got. Maybe
hell of a shout.
Absolute fucking madness. And then had to get the bus home at the end of the night.
I actually have no recollection of you ever mentioning it to me.
Oh, it was absolute fucking madness, man. Absolute madness. But I don't know why you weren't there.
Maybe your rugby face wasn't quite as cool.
Maybe the age of 15.
Maybe John was done.
John wasn't done.
John with his film chat. I want to rugby and drinking Bavaria now, John.
Oh God! Well, Bavaria's a good drink.
Is it?
Yeah, I love a wee bottle of Bavaria.
Yeah, but really, it's not good.
Oh, it's not good. So yeah, and it also the big confusion then came as well from the film being different when we then saw it on video.
Yes, that was it.
After having seen it in the cinema.
You freaked out when we first watched it.
I was like, what the fuck? Because the version I saw in the cinema did have the supermarket ending.
Yeah.
But the version that came out in video had the apocalyptic ending.
Yeah.
And it absolutely fucking warped my brain. I was just like, what?
You almost threw yourself out a window. You're like, I don't know what's going on anymore, John. Cammie, don't do it. And you're like crawling out the window, like, fucking come back in. You were like bleeding as I dragged you back over the shards of the glass.
God, madness. Absolute madness.
Yeah.
And I mean, but for an example of like how confused this film is, right? So on the title card of the film, it says Bruce Campbell versus Army of Darkness.
Yeah.
It says that on this Blu-ray cover. On the back of the Blu-ray, it calls it Evil Dead 3.
Yeah.
Army of Darkness.
It's a total disaster, yeah. Total disaster.
Absolute shambles. I mean, what? This film was marketed badly.
Yeah.
And was very poorly treated.
Well, and fairly enough, to be honest, because it's basically a different film to everything else. But I mean, what I want to get back to here right now is say that this defined my love of Bruce Campbell. This film, I mean, 1 and 2 are great, but 3 is the fucking classic. All the one-liners from Bruce Campbell, all of which are tremendous. If you enjoy misogyny, but
yes, I mean, it is. I mean, it's a fucking mental film.
It is wild. I mean, I could be honest.
It is a mental film. They've said so. They've gone in there. They've said, right, okay. Well, the film. I think originally they wanted the sequel to be this film. They wanted part 2 to be them back in time.
That'd be insane.
Apparently, but then weren't able to blah blah blah. But with this one, I can't fucking believe that they actually did it.
Yeah.
I can't believe that they talked in, because this one's got more money behind it, obviously. Yeah. I can't believe that basically it's almost like a sort of slightly more adult, but not terribly more adult, because it's very cartoonish. So it's
very
definitely
it's verging on a child's film. Really.
It's verging on a kid's film. I probably would watch it with Esme if it wasn't probably some of the language, I'd imagine. But it's just fucking wild that it's almost like a fucking Ray Harryhausen film or something as well.
Yeah, actually, and that's what I really enjoy about it a lot of the time. It's like a crappy version of Ray Harryhausen.
Yeah.
And the effects are very dated, and let's be honest, like when I'm watching on the, I'm not really getting into it, but I've got a reasonably good Blu-ray. But it's nice.
You do have a good Blu-ray. I've got a bad Blu-ray.
You can't actually find it fucking anywhere anymore. It's just gone. But it's still not, it's a good transfer, and it shows up the flaws of the film, which are fucking immense. There's many of them. But it is a hell of a hoot. It's a hoot, this film. And that's how we're going to describe it. I'm not going to really get into how bad it looks, because it looks shit. There's no question about it.
It looks bad. I mean, it not only looks bad in terms of the effects and things like that, and the general filmmaking. Actually, it's quite badly lit, and it also it almost looks, it kind of looks like TV movie for a lot of time, and I don't mean in that, and I don't mean in a sort of like, I've got all the effects turned on my TV sort of way. That's a modern version of that. It just doesn't look like a big budget film. It looks like a very low budget film, which I guess it probably was, but at the same time, a low budget film with a lot of ambition. But that's all stuff you can get past. The other thing is that actually, my version of it, there's fucking loads of fucking print damage on it.
Yeah, it's absolutely, it's
an absolute shambles.
This is the one film out of the three that has been, no one seems to be able to restore properly. And I don't blame them, because a lot of the scenes with the effects are horrible. They're shit, like very badly not made. They're filmed well, but with the budget and what they were trying to do, it looks terrible in the story, and there's nothing you can do with that.
Yeah,
it is just going to look shit. So I guess no one's actually been brave enough to say, have a go at restoring that, because there's nothing to restore.
I mean, the other problem that the film has is there's so many alternate versions.
Yeah, God.
That no one can really settle on. And I think that ultimately, we were talking about this last night, the version I watched was like the fucking, is it 80 minutes? I think it's 80 minutes.
80 minutes, that's what I go for.
Is the theatrical cut. Yeah, 81 minutes isn't about it. Fucking hell. The theatrical cut, which Raimi had said he wasn't happy with, it didn't have the ending he wanted. But the director's cut is 15 minutes longer, and is
too long.
Too
It's
long.
Too long. It's way too
fucking long.
So much unnecessary shit in it. For me, I go for the theatrical cut with the S-Mart ending is my perfect cut. Yeah.
Yeah, same here. Actually, it's definitely the same for me. I enjoy the other ending, but it annoys me.
No,
that it doesn't work.
I do not. I was going to say no. I hate the other ending. I fucking hate it. It's shit. I think it's garbage.
It's so badly done as well, though. The sort of like it's not even convincing. The sort of miscounting of the drops.
It's just a horrible end to that series of films. It's so shit.
Yeah.
I mean, the theatrical with the S-Mart ending is great, because it really segs into the Ash vs Evil Dead series as well.
Yes, totally.
And I hate the cave ending.
The real beauty of the S-Mart ending is, especially with Ted Raimi being there at the end.
Totally.
Sam's brother, like standing, just looking at him like, whatever, is that have all the films up to this point just been made up bullshit?
Yeah.
By Ash. Do you know what I mean? Has he just been? Is this just him? Are we now at the end of him just talking a whole load of shite? Oh no, here's a fucking deadite. No, we're not. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's I much prefer the supermarket ending as well.
Yeah, it's the only ending.
The S-Mart ending.
It's the only ending. I had to watch. I endured the director's cut tonight, but I watched the ending on YouTube for my preferred ending, which I think really just suits the film so much better. And I cannot believe they got rid of it. It's fucking insanity.
Yeah, I'd like to hear his absolute reasoning for it. I mean, I'm like, yes, as always, we've done fuck all research on this, but I mean, these are 3 films that we know inside out, so we're not here to do a sort of history lesson of them or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? But I just think that I really don't know what he hoped to achieve with that, or or was it just supposed to be some sort of like darkly comic like closure to the whole thing, that was it, all over and done with? But I think that the fans, really, your fans at that stage are, you're fans of Ash and you're fans of like,
yeah, totally.
You just want the madness. You don't want like Ash with a massive beard fucking crying in front of fucking Big Ben. Do you know what I mean?
No, you want him in the supermarket where he works, blowing the shit out of people's heads.
Exactly.
And you go, and
also,
that is a
in what world?
It just ends blowing your face off. I'm happy with that.
In what world is there a mountain overlooking Big Ben as well? It just wasn't realistic for me. I mean, this is we are talking about a film here that is apparently set in medieval England in like the 1300s, but looks very much like From the Daylight and the scenery that's shot in a desert just outside fucking LA somewhere. It certainly does not look like anywhere, even.
I think we just cast aside our
parched.
Just cast aside
the most parched summer ever in the whole history of England. You wouldn't expect it to fucking look anything like that, would you?
I guess we just don't think about it. That'd be the best way forward.
Yeah, totally.
So anyway, let's round this off. Okay, you've got Andrew. Do you think your vibe has changed on the order of these films?
My vibe has changed on the order of these films. I think back in the day I would have said Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, Evil Dead. I think I now say Evil Dead 2, Evil Dead, Army of Darkness.
So that's...
Army of Darkness has slipped down to my third.
Third. Interesting.
Yeah, and I would go back to... I mean, I guess the problem as well with that is, for me though, that I've seen Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness way more than I have
Evil Dead,
the original.
Yeah.
And I just think that watching them over again, my taste at this exact moment in time, I'd much rather watch the first two than the third one. I really enjoyed the third one. I think it's always a hoot, and it is a fucking great film to put on in the background almost. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can put it on and not really particularly worry about it. It's just, it's a good laugh. It's great. But I think that for me, that is the order now. Evil Dead 2, Evil Dead, Army of Darkness.
Right, I'm going to go for Evil Dead 2 as my favourite. And I'm going to go for Army of Darkness and then Evil Dead.
Right, yeah.
I mean, those one-liners will never leave me. I think Army of Darkness just made Bruce Campbell just a god to me. So, and it's always interesting to watch him on podcasts and stuff. I suppose I don't give a fuck about any of you cunts.
Yeah.
So he always obliterates my idea of how great he is, but just the guy who wants to be left alone, which is quite nice. Well, I've drooped. That's what I've got. I think I will always have Evil Dead, the first one, as my last. Not for any real reason, but I think
I'll never say never.
Well, yeah, totally. But I just, I absolutely adore Bruce Campbell, and it's come from Army of Darkness most of the time. So, yes, so that's where I'll go. So we differentiate slightly, not massively, but slightly.
Not massively. I'm going to say for me, my rankings are going to be Evil Dead 2, 2 thumbs up. Evil Dead, 2 thumbs up. Evil Dead, Army of Darkness, 1 thumb up. 1 3/4 of the way up. It's not across, and it's not all the way up.
You can't have a 3/4. It's up or down.
It's a 3/4 up.
Up, down, middle.
Well,
come
if it's
on,
up
man.
Or down, it's up. It's up. If it's up or down.
Yeah, put it up. Get it right up here.
Yeah. What about you? What's your thumb ranking?
It's 6 thumbs up.
Oh, perfect. I love 6 thumbs up. Don't you?
Yeah, I do. Right up there.
I would say as well. I guess we will probably. Are we going to talk about discs a little bit, or we're not? We're not really. We've talked.
I don't think so, because we watched different things.
What I will say is, so first one, £13, including delivery from the States. Fucking unbeatable. That's also under the VAT threshold, so no tax to pay on that.
For now. For now.
That's more Europe than somewhere, isn't it? Evil Dead 2, also £13 on Blu-ray. Both of them are 2 discs, 4K disc and a Blu-ray in each, plus a digital code.
Not bad, not bad.
Fucking Americans are rocking it with their fucking cheap 4K discs. Also, the Evil Dead 2 has tons of the extras from previous releases.
Yeah, as always. As always.
That's great.
As always.
Army of Darkness, well, as I said, listed as Bruce Campbell versus Army of Darkness over in the UK, Optimum Home Entertainment. But this is, and I was going to say, like, why has there not been a box set of these yet in the UK or the States? But suddenly, this version, Army of Darkness, is Optimum home release. It's also got the MGM line on it. You know, basically the rights are going to be girdled up between these films, really, certainly in the UK. So, and the UK Blu-ray cost me brand new £6.
Yeah, I think
cheap as fucking chips.
My microphone's fallen over, but if we ever find someone's got to restore that properly at some point, surely.
You'd think so, but
come
the thing
on.
is,
come on.
If they do, how will it still look?
Slightly
and
better.
Also, what cut do they do? What does Raimi say about the cuts? Oh my god! There used to be, remember years ago.
Raimi's done with Evil Dead.
Well, I remember there was always talk about a 4th one coming out at some point, which I guess morphed into the TV series.
Won't happen. No, won't happen. Won't happen. Raimi is dumb. We did have the reboot.
We did have the reboot, but I remember being disappointed by the reboot when I saw it in the cinema. So let's not talk.
No, we're fucked. Basically, Evil Dead for us, as we know it, is dead. The series is dead.
As it should be. Fucking nearly 40-year-old film, man.
Yeah, well, we've got 3 seasons out of a weird spin-off, which is fucking amazing, really. So let's just take that on the chin. I hope, 3 seasons of Ash versus Evil Dead. Not bad going. Yeah, not bad going.
I got some merch from Ash versus Evil Dead. Remember?
Yeah, I wear it sometimes.
Yeah, fucking right. Yeah. Stars. I was working for Stars at the time, and I personally kept my Ash vs. Evil Dead mug.
I completely unplugged the microphone.
Oh, John's unplugging his microphone here. I've got the old. I've got an Ash vs. Evil Dead shotgun cartridge torch.
Yeah, that's nice.
And a Ash vs. Evil Dead mug, which is my favourite coffee mug. Not tea mug. I don't drink tea out of it. I only drink coffee out of it.
I got a T-shirt.
You did?
Yeah.
It's lovely. Oh my god, you're gonna have to buy a new one of those, John.
That's totally bust.
John's gone floppy. No surprise there.
Fair play.
Yeah, I mean, actually, Doc and Dave are probably quite happy to hear that John's gone floppy.
I'm actually meeting Doc tomorrow.
Are you?
Yeah, we're going to go for a socially distanced pig roll.
Oh, what, up in Victoria Street?
Yeah, I'm going to sit in the street and drink some beers.
Is it open, Victoria Street?
What? Yes.
The pig roll place.
Oh, right, yeah. Shops are open. Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, I was in Edinburgh the other week and it was totally open. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it, that we're in lockdown and everything's open and there's people everywhere.
It's weird, especially
a bit of a strange one, that, isn't it?
I mean, I think this is basically a conversation for
another time.
Oh, just after we stop. So I'm going to say thank you guys. Don't be afraid if you fuck off, because that's where we're going. And I'm stopping my recording now. My name's Jeff.
What? What is Jon up to?
My name's Jeff.
Are you away, Jon? Is that you away?
What? I'm Jeff.
Is that you away? You just said you stopped recording and you're away.
I'm Jeff.
Jeff?
This should be good actually, because I actually pressed my space bar about 2 minutes ago and I've not been recording since.
Are you back now?
No, just that's fine. No, I think the last 10 minutes, I think it's not there anymore.
Oh no.
Be on my little lapel recorder. It's a bell recorder.
Oh my god. So what are we going to do? What do we do now? Are we going to finish the show? Or is that finished?
Oh, finished? No.
Okay, well, right. If I can stop recording.
Okay, shit. Sorry. No, recording here.
We didn't say goodbye.
Okay. What did we get up to?
We got
I thought we just told folks to fuck off.
No, we'd watched all the films.
Uh-huh.
And we said we give them a thumb rating.
Oh, all right.
We didn't do any disc chat, or we didn't do any...
No, there's no disc chat. We don't do
Rotten Tomatoes chat or anything like that.
No, it's too many films. You can't.
Well, let's just so we're not even going to say goodbye. We're just going to do it overnight the way it was.
Let me listen.
I'm going to do...
Hang on. Oh, right. I think we were talking about Ash vs Evil Dead.
Yeah, but you don't need to come back on. I think we are finished. I'm going to record a little bit that we can cut back into.
I don't know why I stopped recording. I just said I don't care.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But I'm going to come back in.
Look,
okay,
do it. Suck me,
guys. Right. I'm really sorry. We didn't. I don't know what happened there. Jon, something's happened to Jon. We've come under attack by Dave and Doc. It's fucking absolutely... Yeah, shit's just gone tits up. So I know that usually you get lots of extra little features at the end of these things, and we talk about the discs, and we talk about the BBFC, and we talk about it's all gone tits up. Like I'm gonna have to go as well, because fucking like Jon is now running naked through the jungle towards Dave and Doc, and it's full good fucking tits up. So we'll see you next time. Bye.